Episode 157 of the Hustle season, ladies and gentlemen. Stay long. Oh,
Hit us now.
All right. My name is Kelly Strawbridge, Reggie Pace, James Dorettis, Gabe's here. Yeah, there, that was him right there.
Rummaging through change.
Rummaging through change in his own house.
Classic hobo
Like a
move.
This
scrub.
was just in his. Anyway. Oh, okay. All right. Whatever. Man. All right. How's everyone doing today?
Oh man, I'm doing
Good.
Doing great.
Nice.
It's cold now.
It's kind of cold. It's not like real fall yet, but I think it's.
Oh, it got cold the other day, and then it like went back up, but it looks like shit outside. So
And it was like 80 degrees one day,
Yeah.
and then like
It was.
yeah.
I still don't know what the weather Saturday is going to be like.
I don't know. Are you going trick or treating?
I don't know.
You going trick or treating? I did order a Jerry curl wig, to be here. It should be here it should be here today. So
That's tight.
Yeah.
I feel like you should have. You feel like you already had a Jerry curl wig.
no.
You
this
seem
is
like kind of guy that would already have a Jerry curl
Yeah.
wig.
I did have several back in the day. Reggie, don't want to talk about it.
Okay, I was like, I feel
but,
like I've seen you in a Jerry curl wig before.
I did, no, I don't know,
back in the day.
No, it wasn't like a real.
No,
it
you
wasn't
had an Elvis wig.
I had an Elvis
It was
wig.
an Elvis wig.
And I had I've had a couple, but I have not had the real.
You had an Elder Barge
I
wig.
love
I
that
had
Elvis
this
one.
one, the one that I have, I got is the Rick James style.
Oh, yeah.
Which is more of like
Mullety.
Yeah, more of yes, it's more mullety, but it's more in the triangle form.
Is it- he has
It's more like
bangs?
it's circa 1985 Rick James glow.
Put a little bit of glitter in it.
Oh yeah.
With like the glow area. Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Man,
It looks like it's dripping.
but once you get glitter,
Shiny.
on you though, like you can't
That's
get
it. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Like can't
Uh-huh.
get it off, man. I can't fuck with that shit. But yeah, so I got that coming in. That should be here today. So I'm very excited about that.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
Getting a wig delivered. So where Kelly wants to start today. Yeah, I got a wig.
I was
going to
bring up. It is
We're
Friday.
talking about Halloween.
It
We're
is-
talking about
Hey, I
Halloween.
feel you. Halloween is my favorite.
This is the first time I've actually like bought. I don't think I bought. No. I bought the Elvis. The Elvis
You've
costume
been
last year.
rocking Black Elvis for a while.
Yeah, I rock Black Elvis. Yeah, I've been doing Black Elvis since like
Yeah,
fucking 2000. Who knows? I mean, like I really have put no creativity into my costumes.
Nope. Not at all.
You know, but this year I'm doing Randy Watson. So
That boy good.
I'm excited about that one. Finally watched Coming to America with my wife. She watched it for the first time.
How was it?
She loved it.
Congratulations.
Loved it. Look, man, shit could go on. You know, could go the other way. I mean, it
couldn't
could go
imagine
left.
going all the way. I mean, that movie's so good, but
That movie is so good. But
you would have to reevaluate your whole relationship though if it went sideways.
Sometimes she's watched a lot of trash though over the years. That I feel
I
like
know you
is-
tell me about like
is like
some like
jacked up like.
like reality show trash.
Well, the reality show. I mean, everybody watches it, but
You love that.
her rom-com shit though is
Oh,
like
yeah.
on
Oh,
another
yeah.
level of like garbage.
They love
like-
rom com, dude.
like bad. So like when she sees something good, I don't know if she knows she's seen it, but she saw it. She saw it there. She saw the light.
That's reassuring.
It's reassuring. That's why I reaffirmed that. That's why I married her.
Well, you know
Sweetheart.
what happened today.
What happened today? Oh shit! Volume 1, baby. The
right.
Hustle season. It's finally out, y'all. It's finally
Hustle
out.
Season's first full-length album.
That's right. That's right.
Kaleidoscope of music.
Woo.
That's right.
Man.
A fun house.
I I don't want to get too heavy into it because we're a little limited on time. But also, I wanted people to listen to it, and then I wanted to come back and have us like talk about it a little bit.
Sounds good.
If that's
Check it out
okay.
today, though.
So check it out. We definitely have a whole bunch of different styles on this record, and I think we definitely should give a huge shout out to our engineer James Dorettis for putting in a lot of work. You put in a shit ton of work. I mean, we made deadlines for ourselves, you know, for real. I mean, we just had to do that, and I think that like that's a great way to work, you know.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Tony.
Shout outs to Tony.
Yeah, Tony's killing it, man.
Tony also put in like a ton of work, and you know, he's not even here today because he's put in so much work. Really, he's been staring at computer screens for like weeks on end.
It happens.
And camera screens and
Shout out to Tyler.
Shout out to our guy Tyler.
Bleach Matthews.
Yeah, Bleach
That's right.
Matthews. That's right.
Tyler and his cat.
Tyler and the
Bleachy.
cat.
Extremely cute cat.
One of the few cats that, don't bother me with their existence.
That cat actually is
high
really
compliment.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. There's like a handful of cats that, I'll
cat's
allow.
Yeah, Tyler really came through for sure, and he always does. He's a good guy, friend of the show for real.
Hell yeah, man.
So we appreciate
team.
we really did this. I mean, out of just this is out of La Cocina #1, but also out of straight up pure. I mean, this whole thing was straight up fun, and it's the first time that I've ever been able to do a project with people where we just kind of like put things together, like, and then and from that, really more of a chemistry of how we work together.
Yeah,
seemed to develop from that. But just having made pieces of stuff in my house. Reggie had stuff that he was doing at his house. I mean, we made theme songs for our podcast, our own like. We were doing a lot of creative stuff this year, and then all of a sudden the pandemic happened, and that kind of also slowed down a lot of projects that we had with other bands, quite a bit. So when that opening happened, I think that we somehow kind of figured, we have a bunch of music that we're not even working with, and like the one song All Night that's on the record. I mean, Pace gave me that beat like 2016.
This is a long time ago.
Oh wow,
2016.
I didn't know that.
Kelly been telling me you're gonna do that song since.
Dude. But if you look at my lyrics on the thing, I have like 2 or 3 different pages of different types of hooks for that song because I was like, this beat is the shit.
Just do take 2 and
I was
Remixes.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Another song, same beat.
Here's the sequel. Yeah. All Night, Part 2. Yeah. Like
the same night.
Look, same night.
Later that night.
I wrote a lot for that. You know what I mean? And because I love that beat so much. That I'll just like write to it until I feel like something is. I mean, like I have all kinds of other demos for that, the whole 9. So like the fact that it worked out for this, maybe also with us working together, it kind of took the pressure off in a different kind of way, where it's like, well, we're just doing this shit. We're like, there's no real plan. We're just like doing songs together,
making art.
Making art.
This being almost like a compilation.
Compilation of ourselves. Yeah, stuff we enjoy.
Yes, yeah. All the songs had a different style of process, a different process to make them to get to that final stage, and it's really the effect it has on the sound sonically, and also on the content itself. How many hands it passes through, and how it was recorded. Was it done like you did? The punk song was like all tracked live and just vocals were overdubbed on it. That's it.
Right.
And then that there was the one that Gabe did for his podcast. He shouts to Chance Fisher on that.
Yeah.
And I think who's somebody playing keys on that?
That one is Larry Branch.
It's Larry. Shout out to Larry on the keys
Larry
on that.
Branch
Who's
on
else
keys.
On the album?
Actually,
Chris Clefani on saxophone came through as a special guest.
That one actually I think has Josh McCormick on. Does that have Josh?
Oh
McCormick
yeah,
on
that's
drums?
Josh McCormick on drums.
Yeah, it is
Okay.
Josh McCormick on drums.
Shit, I
And
need
then,
that guy to be good.
The last, and then shout outs to Lauren Surfer to hook up with the choir stuff
Yeah,
and some flute playing.
that's right. She did a great job. And
But
that
everything else
song's
is
that
in-house.
song's weird. That's another one that was like that I wrote was a demo on my iPhone in GarageBand,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just showed it to Reggie. He's like, I like that, and put it in Pro Tools. And replaced a couple of the instruments, but not that much.
Not many of them. And then I was like, I'm
Added.
doing my Ennio Morricone, Bill Conti impression.
Yeah, you did the choir and brass arrangements over it, and that fit in with the string stuff I did and all the guitar stuff. It worked out so
Banjos.
well. Yeah, banjo. I played banjo, dude. I hate banjo.
You know
but
what?
I restored a banjo I had. Like I spent like probably 6 hours working on it. Fucking bought all this new shit for it, shedded on it for like 2 weeks, and then played it on the fucking song.
Hell yeah.
That's my devotion to the process,
done.
guys.
But
Yeah.
you know what? But that you know what?
Percussions.
Yeah, the percussions.
Vocals.
I mean, straight up listening to y'all's, especially y'all's stuff, and like hearing how like Reggie does his like keyboard sounds or like synth sounds, and how James will like fuck with like drum sounds and things like that, and then you know what? The bands that I loved back in the day and still do are bands that where like they all come together just for the common goal of whatever song is happening, and however it gets done, it just gets done. I like that kind of shit. Like the traditional band recording stuff is cool. Like, you know, just going in, playing with the band, all that shit is dope. Love that.
Yeah.
But the creativity part where like people, when someone comes in with just a piece of something or comes in with this and that, and you can mess around with it, and you could do things to it, you can, you know, mess with the tempo, whatever. And I've never really had a chance to work with that, work like that with anybody, and how it worked for this project, I thought was just really, I mean, this one was just not even really a project until a few months ago.
That's why it's a compilation, because there was no preconceived. There's no vision from the start. It was like, hey, we actually have all this. This is kind of a good representation of a starting place.
Yeah, and I feel like when I listen to all of it in order, it feels like the podcast. You know what I mean? It feels like what we like, because it's like, oh, here's a classic Tower of Power sounding, Marvin Gaye sounding groove. Oh, and here is a completely different 80s synth out crazy groove. Oh, here's a 90s straight down the middle R&B hip hop, right down the middle groove. Oh, here is a movie soundtrack, hip hop movie soundtrack, completely nothing funny about it. Like, you know, like 10 Gallon is not funny. You know, right? You know, it's like we actually did it, and we always talk about classic bands, and we talk about different styles, and I feel like it's cool to, since we're all musicians, that we dabbled in a bunch of genres while we doing it. Same thing with the complete Bad Brains. Like, there ain't nothing winking. There ain't no funniness about when the Nationals came.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's straight down the middle. Kelly, hit the drums harder. Yo, we need to do this. Yeah. Yo, it was like we were like actually putting our best foot forward and having fun the whole time. And it's the same group of guys the whole time. I think it came out as a good project.
So much into things when you're in the that's another thing about doing all this multi-genre stuff, and bands that have done it well. Like Zappa is like probably like the first person to think of, but then Mr. Bungle, all types of, you know, and prog bands and that type of shit. But just the authenticity of being able, if you play a punk thing, to not play it like a studio musician playing a punk thing, like to actually play it for real.
Yeah. The sound of it. And, you know, even Mr. Bungle and Zappa, their breadth of music was also still kind of in a niche in a way. Like we kind of dabbled in all the pop forms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like we dabbled in like forms of people who were making gigantic records.
Yeah.
You know, or gigantic personalities.
Well, and
you know?
the Zappa and Bungle thing was, instead of doing it over the course of an album, they did it through a song.
Yeah.
Like within one composition, there was like 4 different types of music, you know.
Yeah.
That might be coming one day. You know.
Well, yeah. Dude, Naked City, and all that stuff.
We definitely got to do something like that.
You know, there was a time in college where I wrote a couple of things that were like long, you know, very masturbatory, prog type stuff. I should revisit.
Dust it off.
Bring it
dust
back.
it off. I have all the charts. I don't know. Check it out.
All right.
We will see. We will see.
I got quite a few things here. But Busta Rhymes is coming out with a brand new record. Track list came out.
Nice.
Extinction Level Event
ELE
2. ELE 2, The Wrath of God.
Wow.
Is
all right.
serious.
Setting the bar high. You got some of this?
He always does. You know, the album of
Dude,
his...
he's one of the best.
The album of his that I really loved, he had 2 albums in a row in which he's always talking about the end of the world.
Yeah.
You know, he thought it was Y2K first. He's like, we only got 5 years left.
Yo, he's really...
Y2K is so cute when you think about it.
Isn't it funny to think about
it?
It
is.
So cute.
It's very cute.
Compared to the problems we have now.
It was cute as hell.
And then it was like, that was the last time you see those wars coming, the apocalypse, extinction level.
I am actually excited to hear this.
Yeah.
I think Busta Rhymes is physically one of the best rappers that has existed that I know of.
Agreed. And he has fun is a part of his brand, and I love fun.
Big part of it.
You know?
I'm a fan.
Well, speaking of that, he did a really awesome podcast with 85 South. It's like almost 2 hours long, and he's basically just talking about the opposite of the Joe Rogan interview with Kanye West. It was informative,
We'll get to that.
entertaining. humorous. I mean, like Buster actually engaging. Buster actually answered questions straight on, complete sentences, with full stories and full stories to match of like everyone. I mean, like just incredible stories. 85 South is a podcast with 3 improv comedians from Wildin' Out. But they formed the 85 South together, and they were very successful. They're so funny, but the way it's all set up, it's definitely got a Hustle Season vibe to it in a way too, which is very cool. But like, definitely check that out. But on his album, real quick, Rakim, Q-Tip, M.O.P., Pete Rock, Bell Biv DeVoe.
He didn't.
Bell Biv DeVoe.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking to the 10-year-old.
All on
He
one
could
track.
have been holding on
Is
this
on
track.
The album or
The
on
album.
one track?
Album.
This album.
Of course, the album. What are you talking about? It's not We Are the
All
World.
of them on one track. I mean,
Buster finally pulled his Zappa.
We Are the World. Yeah.
Buster meets Zappa.
I was thinking of We Are the World type of thing.
Oh yeah, no. They're also the album features interludes from Chris Rock, Minister Louis Farrakhan, as well as verses from Kendrick Lamar, Rhapsody, and of course Anderson .Paak.
Isn't Mariah Carey on the album too?
I
I thought I saw a track listing that had Mariah Carey on the album.
No, because actually, you know what? Mariah Carey just came out with something. No, you're right. Where I Belong, featuring Mariah Carey, is on here. Yeah,
Mariah Carey just put
Mary
out a
J.
book.
Blige is on here. Yeah, that's right. Mariah Carey. I think I need to read that book.
Lauren was reading it out loud to me while I was cooking, and it was like, I was like, I'm
Was
gonna
she
go.
doing voices?
I'm gonna have to go. You don't have to. It's only one person to talk. It's
Because she's talking the whole time.
It's Mariah.
It's Mariah.
Okay,
So
there's no,
it's definitely
story
a
she
book.
tells,
I'm
though?
just like, you know what? I'm gonna have to go ahead and read this book.
Man, I need to go ahead and get that for sure. So that's coming out. That's out today. So I'm definitely gonna be listening to that over the weekend. Because like this is the first record that Busta's come out with in like 12 years.
And people have been talking about how legendary this album has been. I swear for 5 years.
Well, I've been
hearing about this album for years and years.
He's been working on
Really?
this album
Yeah.
for a very long time. He said he's got another one that's coming up right after this. So that's going to be good. If you've been working on some shit that long, I would like 2 albums. You know, if you hear me, D'Angelo.
It's something better than Chinese democracy if we're going to talk about waiting for a long time for an album.
There's a couple good songs on there. You know?
All right.
Now, we don't have our.
Do you want to get sad for a second?
Oh yeah, sure. Let's go. Let's just go. Over a bouncy beat. Mad big ups.
Just a little song, but we got some mad big ups.
Okay.
Hit it,
What am I hitting?
Kelly.
Who
You
is
have
it?
a mad big up.
Oh, I have a mad big ups. Okay, I'll do that one first. I didn't know you just threw it.
I thought you were about to do it, Jay.
No.
I was
do
gonna,
it.
I was just going to go into the mad big
This
up
one,
segment.
we got it.
this is Purple Rain screenwriter William Blinn died last week, the age of 83. He wrote a lot of movies, but Purple Rain obviously is one of his jams. He also wrote Roots, Brian's Song. I know y'all know about Brian's Song. You know what I'm saying? He also created Starsky and Hutch, y'all.
That's a pretty big deal.
Created the show?
He created Starsky and Hutch.
Wow.
That was his. Actually, this says that this was his only feature screenplay credit was Purple Rain, which is really interesting.
That is interesting to be your only movie.
Yeah, that is. He was 83 years old, and mad big ups to him, man. I mean, that Purple Rain's a classic.
He made a classic.
That's a classic right there. All right.
I mean, Morris Day in the time, I had heard a song here and there as a kid of Morris Day, but when I saw Purple Rain, I was like, oh, this is it.
This is where it came from.
This is it right here. I was like, oh, this band is the shit.
Yeah. It's definitely.
They make the movie.
The movie's classic.
The movie is more about them. It's as much about them as it is about Prince.
And the thing is that really he spent a lot of time with Prince. Like unlike any of Prince's other movies that were, haphazardly put together and written and produced and directed by him, just like his records. This first one, he really actually had to do the work and like do like a real movie, hang out with the screenwriter, hang out with the director, explain his vision, take acting lessons, take dancing right. They actually did all the real they did all the real shit over there, and he never did that shit again for any of his movies. William Blinn really put that shit together and saw the dream, for real. So we'll see you in the Purple Rain, William Blinn.
Wow. Yeah.
In the Purple Rain.
Man.
One on the out for that. Well, I got another one. This guy isn't a musician, but is highly involved in show business, and a guy that I think was fucking awesome. It was James Randi, also known as the Amazing Randi. If you're familiar with any Penn and Teller material and their whole deal, especially that show Bullshit, he was kind of a direct influence on those guys. His main thing was pretty much being a debunker of paranormal and pseudoscience stuff. One of his most famous appearances was a couple on The Tonight Show. And another one that we were just watching that was like frame? Bob Barker on something. This ranges from the 60s or early 70s on up through the 90s. Let's see here. Yeah, it was about that time period. He was first just doing magic stuff. All it was. And he was into that type of, just sleight of hand shit, like your typical.
But those guys were big
material.
At the time.
And they were really big at the time. After a while, about age 60, he retired from magic and just did the debunking thing. Just because he got, I don't know what his type of personal connection is to all this, but that was his cause. He debunked all the pseudoscience guys that would go on. The mentalist. Yeah, the mentalist, the people that would say they could bend a spoon with their brain, anybody that could go on and say, I've got a phone book here, and I'm going to move the pages with my brain. And, that was the one where the guy's dressed like fucking Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
And he comes out with the phone book.
He looked more like Helen Reddy, though. He didn't
Yes,
look,
and he had a Mo Howard. He had a fucking Mo Howard haircut, know?
Yeah,
bowl cut.
Rough.
But anyway, he comes out, and you see him do the trick where he moves the pages one at a time on a phone book that's sitting on a table with his mind. And so James Randi goes up and goes, okay, well, let's see if you can do this in this controlled environment. Okay?
Yeah, with a different thing.
And right before he says this, I have $10,000. He pulls out $10,000 in cash.
Holy shit.
Out of his coat and goes, that I will give you if you can complete this task with whatever parameter variations or whatever that I request. And he's like, okay, put some money back in. And he goes, okay, I've brought this. And he pulls out a bag that has all these little styrofoam pieces, just like little clipping,
it's a lot
pieces
of
of styrofoam.
Yeah.
Like packing styrofoam. And he puts it around the phone book, like a lot of it. And this shit is, if any wind goes, it will totally, you'll see. And the guy's like looking around it. He's looking at this shit. Like they edited down the television footage, like on the original thing. And it says 1 minute later. And he's still looking at it. And the guy says, hey, I can't do it because the lights in the room and the styrofoam creates static electricity that holds the paper down. It's like, so wait, so it's not strong enough to turn just the page.
Get the styrofoam out of the way.
It's like, what's the deal? Like, come on, man.
Bob Barker looks kind of pissed. And this
is like
awkward
Bob Barker
as hell.
I guess he hosted a late night show or something.
Yeah,
show.
It's like really awkward. Like the audience sounds like super quiet and just like
it's more sad than it is anything else.
It seems very sad.
Well, it gets worse because I didn't show Reggie, but the end of the clip has a panel of like 3 professionals in different fields, and one of them is like just a scientist, and just is kind of like, what is this garbage? Like, what are you trying to like? This saying? Is obviously, obviously, if you can turn a page, it would not matter if there is static electricity.
Right.
I feel that I have not been proven either way because they had to have the guys, I think, unanimously agree if he was going to win the 10,000,
Right.
something like that.
He made a hell of a career out of this shit, though. Like
and he had
with the spoon guy, he
showed
harped on that guy.
That was one that he had a personal vendetta.
He had a
against.
personal vendetta on the
forth,
spoon guy.
But he had what was called the James Randi Educational Foundation, which is his charity for basically ruining all these dudes. But anyway, they offered a prize of $1 million to anybody able to demonstrate a supernatural ability under scientific testing criteria agreed by both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be a completely controlled
I feel
environment, and both sides would agree on everything, and it would be documented and all that.
I feel like the early guys didn't get that. You know, I feel like that the guy who couldn't turn the pages, he didn't get some things said saying you need to agree to these principles. I feel like he sprung all that stuff on him.
Yeah, but
that's what makes it awkward.
But this is the thing. This challenge is just proving real stuff. So,
true. Of course, and
also he offered up $10,000. He could decline.
Sure.
But what's he going to do? He should, if he's going to be a fake, he should have figured out a more solid trick.
His face when he says that he's got $10,000 sitting in his pocket, his face is like he's like, oh shit, I could get 10,000. Maybe he has that vibe.
His face really changes when he says under certain changed conditions, and he's like, oh fuck.
Man,
because I bet he had been on mad TV shows in which everybody played along.
Yes,
and then all of a sudden it wasn't. You know, this guy's not playing along anymore.
Well, the vibe in the studio
feels kind of weird
too.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure James Randi was publicly challenging all of these mentalists.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I bet he was.
To go up against him.
He was amazing.
There's a couple of good Instagram accounts. One's called like MC Dojo Life, and it's all fake martial artists. It's like a guy, and all he does is goes to different martial artist studios who claim to be able to like knock someone down with one touch, or these old guys that are just flipping a guy but just like barely moving their arms like Steven Seagal, like Tai Chi. Mm-hmm. And then there's like some guys pretending to like do that, and then their students like their heads start looking like they're going to explode. I love this kind of stuff, man. I was watching a best of the news bloopers. Just like local news bloopers.
Yeah.
And there was one same kind of guy. It was two. One of them was like, I bet everybody I can punch straight through this car window. Right? And they're like, okay, cool. You know how the morning news guys are. Yeah. They're like, cool, man. We'll meet you out the car. They show up, right? And it's, 8 a.m. And he's got his people there, and they're all like cheering. All his students are there, because he's running some martial arts dojo. And they're just like, all right, he's going to punch right through. And it's like, on the note, it's live. And they're like, all right, we got certain of such and such. He says he's going to punch right through this window. Are you ready? He's like, oh, yeah, this window, I'm going to punch right there. I've done this a million times. They're like, okay, here we go. And he grabs the car window, and it's just like, boom, 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 like 15, 20 times. It looks like his knuckles are about to bleed off. And he just punching and punching and punching and punching. And eventually the news guy goes like, well, that is quite the tough door. And he's just like, go on. And like kids are like kind of crying behind him. I gotta find that clip. It's so funny.
What's that from?
It was on one of those like best of the news bloopers. It's just some
we
random.
Gotta put that in the link.
Yeah,
find that.
It's so funny.
Please put that.
There was one other one that was
down.
just like that. Some martial artist guy showed up to the local news to like break boards because they're doing some demonstration at the school in which they're gonna do flips and break boards. You know how the martial arts demonstration things go.
Yeah.
So, the guy, he's got the board set up on the fucking the cinder blocks, right. and they're going like, these boards are tough, and he's like, yeah, these are some tough boards, and he's like, I'm going to break through them. And like the news guy, right before what he's doing, and he's like getting them all straight, and they're like kind of tough, and he's like making sure they're perfectly stable. And then like the news guy is like, all right, this guy's going to break through, and he's like tapping on the book, and he like hits one of the boards like with his microphone by accident, and it just breaks in half. So it was so obvious that these are fake boards, and the news guy, he just starts dying. He just puts his hands over his face because he's like, "Oh, I just blew the whole bit." I accidentally. He just went like, "Oh, these are definitely fake." he just barely touches his thing. So I found debunking those guys to be very funny.
I love it. I love it.
Damn it.
It's Amazing Randi, you said?
Yeah,
Amazing
James
Randi.
Mad big ups.
92.
All right. Great. Did anyone see Adele on SNL?
No.
Cool. Guitar Center bankruptcy.
Again.
That's what I was going
Looming.
to say. Because they're owned by Bain Capital or something. Aren't
I
they
thought
like
this
a...
already happened.
Yeah.
I thought I heard something about that too before, but
Yeah, I thought they went bankrupt and then Bain bought them. And what's going on?
Let me see here. So, they have begun to prepare for a potential bankruptcy filing that could come as soon as next month. The retailer missed an interest payment of roughly $45 million early this month, setting off a 30-day grace period.
Payment.
$45 million.
That's a big payment to be late on.
How do you get late on that?
Yeah, I mean,
it's like they didn't ask for no payments. That's the small payment.
I know. Yeah,
Like, that's not the sum.
They could have payment planned that one. They could. I really feel like that could have
payment
been
plan for the payment.
You could have put $35.40 on it.
Yeah, it could have broke that
I can put
down.
about $35 on that today.
I don't know. Was it a deposit or anything? I guess not. Let's see. So, yeah, they reached out to creditors, just discussed a plan involved the company filing for bankruptcy this year and emerging from it in early 2021. So, it's still possible they could avert the bankruptcy as they did earlier this year when they resolved a skipped interest payment in April with the distressed debt exchange. So I don't know. So they've just had mad issues and shit. So
This is like business bankrupt.
Yeah.
Like, are the stores closing? The stores aren't closing.
Doesn't sound like it's closing. No, but they've
That's
had.
fine.
Yeah, okay, so here's what you guys were talking about. So for the years, the company has struggled with the shift to online shopping and debt built up from a leveraged buyout by Bain Capital in 2007. There have been signs of a turnaround. It notched 10 consecutive quarters of sales growth through the end of February before the pandemic hit its business hard. So, yeah. I mean, these companies have a shit ton of money. Do something with your website. I mean, if it looks like trash, get it together. For real.
Get the inventory together.
Get the inventory together. I mean, it seems like they got the inventory.
I think they're losing all their money on their physical stores.
Yeah.
Just on...
They're huge.
They just need to get rid of those stores.
And the land, the real estate, just for all that shit, or the rent they pay.
I like the one here.
I don't know if they own.
Yeah, the one here is. I mean, they used to be the only kind of place you can go play with a synth.
Yeah, but they don't need to
it's
be
not
as
the case
large as they are area-wise.
Yeah.
It's a lot of real estate.
I mean, it can just be the warehouse space in the back in a much smaller place.
Yeah, it's a bunch of empty space in the middle of those buildings.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I never really knew about a Guitar Center until later because I'm such a country boy from Harrisburg. I didn't really have a
Not
Guitar
until I came
Center.
to Richmond, we didn't have a Guitar Center either.
They didn't have a Guitar Center.
There was one in
Guitar-
Virginia Beach.
Yeah, like this shit was nice.
Oh no, we
Mars.
didn't have guitar. It was Mars Music that
Just
we had,
Mars.
and it was just at the end of high school, like my senior year of high school. There was Mars Music
In Hampton, I feel like their only thing existed was pawn shops.
Well,
I'm trying to think of where I could go play some
757 had
keyboards.
some of the best music stores in Virginia.
There was one.
Minus DC. Alpha Music was moved a couple times, but they still are on Virginia Beach Boulevard. A&M, that place is awesome. That was also the place where you used to buy your illegal real books from.
Yeah, that's why I knew about the place.
Yeah.
It was really funny to get the real book too. They really would make it feel like you were doing a crime.
Yeah.
Like you
had
got
to ask,
real book.
You had to ask for Russell. If anybody is from Virginia, whatever, dude, it's so long ago.
Oh, hell yeah.
Russell,
Hilarious.
anybody that bought their real book from Russell, shout out to Russell.
Shout out.
And all
Yeah,
that shit.
there's only two places
Good
that
drummer.
I could go to in Harrisonburg. They're like small ass little stores that had like a bunch of little keyboards and stuff. That was it.
Yeah.
Didn't know about anywhere you could order from.
There's also a place called Virginia Beach Vintage Guitars that was open for like a couple years, and they actually had really old, like really cool shit, like 50s Fender Stratocasters and like crazy shit. I remember they had like on it for like any guitar geeks, they had like an actual like a 60s Dallas Arbiter fuzz face, and I think that one time they had a real Univibe. It was like Tycho Brahe made them. But they're like super, super rare. They used to always have like cool old Jaguars and Jazz Masters and Mustangs and weird like oddities and crazy. They get a 60s Hofner in there every once in a while, but it was early enough in the 90s before a lot of the guitars, vintage guitars in America, were bought up by the Japanese market,
Right.
and shipped out of the country, and like are not even here anymore.
There was that time, man, before like everybody knew that like some of that shit was going to come back.
Well,
Like I definitely missed out on getting like an Ensoniq fucking or a
keyboard
or any of the Kurzweil shits before all of a sudden they became the classic. Everybody got to have it.
It was also just music trends, like the whole deal.
Yeah.
At one time in the 80s, when everybody was playing pointy guitars, you could buy a Fender, like a early 60s Fender Jaguar for like a couple $100, you know what I mean? Like $600 maybe, 500. And then after fucking Nirvana happens and Kurt Cobain plays one all the time, now they're like they're like 1,200 and up. And then they kept going up, and that's like in the 90s, and they kept going up. It's just trends.
Well,
look cool too.
They look awesome.
Well, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. What were we talking about?
What?
I want to talk about Kanye. Sorry,
go for it.
I've been getting distracted by the article that I saved.
All right, dude.
So who watched the Kanye and Joe interview?
I listened.
I watched probably 5 minutes of it. I kind of by clipping, like skip.
Oh, you did some skips?
I always do, man. I can't listen to that fool talk for that long. It's crazy.
I hear you.
Never ever. I feel like you're poisoning your brain by listening to
you know what?
talk for that long.
You know what?
I never listened to him talk. All right, I did. First off, I made it a little over an hour.
Hey, that's not so bad.
And I thought I needed to really get to know him for this long form interview, and because I don't think I've ever listened to him talk that much ever, or given him that much to talk.
Back in the day, he used to do really coherent rants. Way back in the day.
You know what?
And it turned into this.
I have a theory.
Yeah, always incoherent.
I have a theory, just a little bit.
Let's go.
The fucking the no cussing. I think the no cussing kind of like it doesn't help him in a way. Like now that he's starting to sanitize his message in a way, and like he doesn't cuss anymore. He's like always
know
like
that.
he's more of a man of God kind of shit now. So I feel like that
he don't curse no more.
No.
I didn't
So
know
like I feel like that the way that his tangents used to really work for him. And like now he doesn't know how to edit them.
Okay.
He doesn't write anymore either. Let's check that out.
Yeah.
He does not write his raps any fucking more. He has not written probably since 05, 06 maybe. Like
No.
I mean, or a long time. And like
He addresses it though, and it like is not. But
here, well,
let's rewind.
Okay,
let's
rewind.
Let's just rewind a little bit.
I'm sorry.
First off, the interview starts like Joe Rogan does his introduction.
Yes.
And the introduction, he says this honestly, this went better than he had anticipated. Like it went, for what basically he says that.
Yeah.
Which made me think, oh, well, maybe he does the Joe Rogan thing where he questions something and then the guest explains whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
There was none of that.
No.
Yeah, there was none of that, dude. Like I
tried.
said before, I had only gotten Kanye in small doses.
Okay.
And never really got a bigger picture. So Kanye, like, to no surprise to anyone, is like totally bipolar and just goes on these manic rants constantly.
Yeah.
He's like, it's a weird thing, man, because you don't get to see people that are like this, but are this successful and that talented. But he is.
Yeah.
So it like gives him like this crazy ego thing. I don't know, man. He's very interesting. But I can just equate that whole experience to Kanye reminds you of the guy that you stay up with until 4 a.m. because he's giving you free Coke. And that's the only reason you're hanging out with him. And as a side effect, you have to listen to him rant about some weird thing that sounds like a college kid, like his first year after he took acid for the first time and he's figured out the system, man. But it's like Kanye's thing. And that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just it was an hour.
Nothing matters, really. If you think about it, nothing matters.
Dude, it was an hour, of remedial philosophy. And he said absolutely nothing. I listened to him talk for so long. He said nothing. Joe Rogan questioned some of the stuff, but he didn't even
really
talk too much.
He didn't even.
At the beginning, he did kind of.
He did kind of. He tried to stop him a couple times, and then by about like, listen, I tried to last as long as I could, and I was like, "Ooh, okay, I can follow Kanye here. I can follow him here. I can follow him there. Oh, he just went down.
He changes
and then
subjects
he changes, if he'll say something about music, and he was talking about music for a good bit, and then he'll
make a good point
he'll make
too,
a great
which is
point.
what makes the whole thing so annoying.
It makes it, and then all of a sudden he'll go, but if
the
it's
second
like
he makes a good point,
it's like
he turns.
It's like something else, and he'll be like, "No, it's not like that. How can it be like that?" And then he goes
and
down
the
that
God
road.
stuff all the time.
And Joe just, I just don't think he could let him do it. And I was disappointed by that. I was like, man, you could stop him at any point and just be like, okay, listen, this is not working, because he just let him do that for a long ass time. Even, I'm telling you, actually, I found an article on it, and even the article only listened to is about as long as we did, like probably the first 30 minutes. It's all from the first 30 minutes.
Not to be too weird, but do you think there's maybe a reason that we're not privy to that Joe Rogan went really, really easy on him? Does it have anything to do with him being at Spotify? Or something else that's a money thing that we don't know about?
I feel like that's normal for Joe Rogan. He lets controversial people just be controversial.
Yeah,
he doesn't ever try to.
He let Mel Gibson come on and talk for an hour about stem cell research.
But it was more of like a stem cell thing when he does the. I'm an idiot.
Totally a stem cell thing.
But when he does the science things, he kind of lets them have the floor.
Yeah.
But this one was just like when he had the Jamie Foxx interview.
The Jamie Foxx one was great
because there was a back and forth, and they talked back and forth. And even though,
but Jamie Foxx has legible, interesting, followable stories.
And I guess an even better example would be the Steven Tyler one, where he is full of shit and annoying and stuff.
Yeah.
But Joe questioned his crazy, superstitions or whatever, and goes, "Well, have you ever thought about like that?" And it was engaging, but not malicious. But like
Steven Tyler
is so weird.
He was weird white supremacist dudes just get shit off,
He was literally.
What's weird about Steven Tyler is he's like, that's what being that famous for like 40 years.
He was finishing sentences on Joe Rogan with
yeah.
Like he was literally finishing sentences like that. Like
him.
He couldn't. Some of those, but man, David Lee Roth though, even his fucking shit that goes all over the place is gold. If you watch that shit again, watch that shit again one more time. The David Lee Roth one that last one he was on, where Joe actually looks like he's getting tired of David shit, which I can understand. But still, man, there's some good fucking words and poetry and like intelligence that's coming out of Dave. That's like some different shit. I don't know what it took.
Or does Joe Rogan feel sorry for him and like, I'm just gonna let him talk? Like,
he just does. No, he just has the best. He just has the most trending interviews. The end. It's like who's gonna give me the most views?
Yeah, I guess
I think that's it.
He's
I don't
really
think it
not
goes too
under
much farther
pressure.
than that. Yeah.
He's not really under pressure to give him anything, to give anybody anything.
And his audience isn't looking for anything.
They really aren't. I guess
they aren't looking for him to like take down somebody. Like, that's not a thing Joe Rogan does. I mean, I would have said not since Carlos Mencia.
I was just going to say.
Who else has Joe Rogan taken down other than Carlos Mencia?
Well, I mean, I guess sometimes
I help you. Nobody.
No. Okay, I help you. I hear nobody.
But like
sometimes he will misrepresent himself when people ask him about who he's going to have on the show. And when they ask him, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I might have Kanye. I kind of need to understand." Blah blah blah. And he'll go into his like ideas of what he thinks about who a person is.
Yeah. So then in order to get you to listen to the interview.
Yeah. But
you know what I mean?
So it kind of entices you in a certain way where you're like, man, is he going to actually maybe give us a good interview with this guy?
Since I didn't see the video and I just listened to it, I didn't get to see Joe Rogan's expressions.
Not much.
I
wish there was more of that.
Especially they were the same.
No, you know why? No, you know what? That's another reason why. Because young Jamie's not there. It's this other guy, Chris.
Didn't he take a vacation for a while?
No,
because he had the COVID.
Yeah, because he had the COVID.
I saw
they got another guy.
He just came back after.
If young Jamie was there, he would have peppered it. He would have peppered it up a little more, given him some notes, slipped Joe little notes about some of the stuff.
That's true.
Young Jamie.
I feel like it's a good example. I was telling James I watched a thing on HBO about one of the most boring cults of all time, which is the Nexium cult.
The Nexium
cult. The Allison Mack and other homegirl.
Well,
two people from Smallville.
There's one part of it that was not boring.
Well, the one part, they eventually he got some of the women to do some crazy shit.
Okay,
but in general, it's pretty boring.
Branding the women,
they branded themselves.
Well, I mean that as part of the cult,
of course. Yeah, but that's at the very end because you think cult, you go like, oh, there must be some cool sex stuff going on early. No. That's way later. Like it's not like everybody's having sex parties and then like some of the women that really wanted sex got branded. No, it was nothing all the way to the brand.
Man.
And after the brand, I think some of them had. It's boring as fuck. Nobody
had sex.
It's interesting to watch because I feel like Kanye and Joe Rogan, all this shit, is very similar. It was just like here's a guy talking and he has all kinds of like good self-help stuff to say. And he says some things and go like, oh, he made a good point. And there's a bunch of bullshit. Oh, he kind of made a good point. Bunch of bullshit. And eventually you start to just ignore the bullshit and hold on to what you think was a good point.
Right.
And I feel like culty figures do that. Even with T-Bird, it's a T-Bird thing. Occasionally T-Bird does or says something that makes sense.
And people
they grab that.
Yeah.
And they only count the things that make sense. And then they're like bullshit.
It's like bullshit. If you paint in broad enough strokes,
exactly,
people will pick out what they want.
Boom. Just like when you're talking about Amazing Randi, right? Yeah. All these people have a little nugget of something that's true.
Exactly.
Or that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then they kind of like lull everybody to sleep with all the bullshit,
mm-hmm.
And then like at the end of a 3-hour session, you go like, everyone remembers these amazing things. All they remember is some amazing things that were said.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to apply those to my life. Oh, actually, he helped me a lot. Those 4 things I remember from that 5-day retreat.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And it's like, I should go back. Yeah. You know what? Maybe I should give this guy some money.
Yeah.
Maybe I should buy $600 sneakers.
That's the best. Those are the best salesmen.
Yeah.
Is making a little out of a lot, making a little out of a little.
Yeah,
really.
It's a personality thing. It's like talking, like public speaking.
Yeah.
Wielding the gift of public speaking for personal gain.
Kanye had really
preachers.
Kanye still has that thing, obviously, because he brings in huge numbers. He still has that thing to where he can bring people in, but the problem is that the people that he had before, he's lost a lot of them, and he's definitely lost me at this point. This song, he just put out a song last week, a single on Tidal.
Of course he did.
Just trash. It's so bad. It's the worst song he's ever put out, and he's put out bad ones, but this one, it's like on another level, and I'm just tired of it. I'm tired. I have fully gotten to that point where I've had enough. I'm tired of Kanye West.
Oh, yeah.
I'm done. I'm not buying a record. I'm not going to listen to a single.
I wanted to drop that so many times during that interview.
I mean, here's the thing about music, though. It doesn't really cost us anything to go listen to the album. Like it costs me. Shit is so different.
It costs my time is valuable, bro.
Put it in the background.
My time is valuable. I want to listen to some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, I don't even want to put you in the background if it's not even good when I'm paying attention to it.
Sure.
I don't even want it to I don't want it to be in my background.
Don't stain my ears
if it's not adding value to it. Personally, that's what I would like. Hot
take.
His shit is not. It does not give that kind of feel anymore. It's not classic to me anymore. It's over. It's over. I wasn't even going to say that today, but it came out.
I feel like we've talked about this before. The modern age.
But I've always defended Kanye, and I've always defended his interviews. I've watched a lot of them.
To a point.
I have. And I'm taking responsibility. I'm taking responsibility, Reggie.
You don't even have to, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm going to.
It's like okay.
I want to.
Many
do that.
Many people have enabled just gentlemen.
Yeah.
True. I feel like I'm one of them.
And he's still successful.
Very successful. He's too successful to be saying the things that he's saying.
Other than music, he's successful.
Mostly.
That's where his money comes from, not
I really want him to go away for a year and just not and literally just read. I just want him to read a full
disconnect
book.
From social media,
disconnect from everything for a full year and just go in and really educate himself because as that bit he's making too much money at this point to sound how he sounds. I don't like it.
Do you remember in the in the interview, he says he had to get injections and like treatment on his thumb because he was texting too much.
That's James. I almost stopped. That was
hilarious.
That was it for me right then. I'm like,
I was like, what?
What? Like
everything he said. When Joe Rogan did ask him questions, he was, and this happens all at the beginning, so you can just check it out right away. When he starts asking about president stuff, he has no idea what he's talking about, anything.
No.
And just like, and then you get to like, all right, well, maybe some normal non-political things he'll know at least something about. And then he doesn't even know about it. He keeps just changing the subject. And it's just like, it's kind of painful a little bit, but also it's entertaining for a little while, but it just gets old because that's all it is.
Well, it just looks really bad for you too, just because you should not be talking about the presidential anything anymore. You've been like, it's already been discovered that you're like putting in, your
fake.
people are putting in tons of fake names for voting for him on these petitions and
so
stuff.
fake.
It's like you should not be even talking about this anymore at
It's
this kind of
embarrassing.
at this platform. I think that's what I was most embarrassed by too. I was like, you shouldn't be talking about this, dude. This is not cool. And like Joe's just like, well, you know, he's kind of giving the benefit of the doubt, like, so, I mean, what do you think you would do as president? And I'm like, what? This is your first
What a
question?
stupid question.
Oh.
But I thought, that's where I was like, okay, this is going to get entertaining.
Oh,
was
yeah. I
hoping-
started skipping ahead right there.
No, I was hoping that he was going to give just like one nice, clear, concise sentence, but he couldn't even stop himself, Kanye. He could
Yeah.
not stop himself at all. He would try. He tried to not go on those tangents, and he just like would not let it happen.
He would
He
would like clout drop the whole time. I don't
couldn't
know if
do
that's
it.
a thing.
I don't know. That should be a song you should
But I
shred.
just made it
Clout
up.
drop.
Clout drop. So he would be what a clout drop is when he goes. He was like saying, "Yeah," and then I got together and we built this church's $300,000 thing or something
Price.
like that.
Yeah.
And it's like the nicest one there is, and I have it or something. And you just everything is like, I'm so cool, and I got all this stuff. Like he owns. He's the head of Versace now, and this guy's the head of some other fucking shit I've never heard of and don't care about because his wife like told him like purses matter a lot now.
Also, he's like building like a town, right, in like Wyoming or whatever.
Oh, God.
And he said he was like, I don't get what people have like against like building
Cult?
about
Telling you.
No, listen. He said I don't understand what y'all got against building villages and stuff. I don't know what y'all got against that.
that's
It's like
where-
what
that's where
everybody
this is
just building
going.
a village.
Yeah, because I was just like, what the fuck?
Like I'm just
are you
like building a
talking?
village. Like yo, I don't get why people don't like why you can just like build villages and stuff. Like I'm just like building it. It's like you sound fucked up, bro. You don't sound like you really understand what you're even doing. I hate it.
And I wish I had queued this up before this, but he starts
Too much to
talking
go
about
through.
he starts talking about churches and singing with choirs and the energy, and he's like, yeah, it's like when it starts out, glory, glory, he is raised, glory, and he's like screaming this like these gospel lyrics at Joe Rogan, and it's like, whoa, he's like a homeless dude right now, like just yelling like Jesus shit at people.
And
So
you know what?
uncomfortable.
That's a great point. That's the other thing we talk about. Reggie, I know you got to go real quick, but the only thing I wanted to point out is that's the other thing with Joe too. I'm like, listen, I know that you like now are claiming because you're getting more shit that like, hey man, I don't know anything. I don't know this and that. It's like, dude, you're obviously very knowledgeable. Go a little bit harder with the music stuff, just a little bit for me,
the
please.
stuff when he was talking about music,
When he
the
started
music
talking about
biz
music,
and record contracts and stuff, it was like, I'm kind of like learning a little bit of something here.
Not even that, just like the little bit about like when he was trying to talk about music with Kanye and trying to describe it, it was really weird. And I was like, man, I know you know a little bit more about music than this.
He doesn't, though. I feel like him
Or
and
he
Mark
could
Maron
try.
kind of do that. They're
Joe,
like,
Joe Rogan
I like
knows
the blues.
I
nothing
feel like
about
Maron
music.
does.
That's it.
But Maron went and learned
He
learned
learned eventually.
He learned the instrument. He sounds pretty good.
Joe Rogan does not know anything about music, and one of the things about Joe Rogan interviews with
MMA
musicians is he doesn't go into the music stuff unless the musician can't
just listens
talk
to
about
music in the
anything
gym.
else but music.
He just listens to music in the gym, I mean, pretty much.
Maybe.
No, he does. That's all he talks about most of the time. He's like, man, when Metallica was on, when James Hetfield was on, he was like,
Gym, bro.
man, I listened to
Let's
y'all's
talk
new
about Honey.
record on the treadmill, man. It really got me pumped, man. Yeah. It really got excited, man. And I'm like, all right, that's enough. All right. Reggie, you got it.
Yeah, we good.
Gotta go.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, we're gonna. I want to just while we're talking about classic rock cats real quick. I want to talk about real fast. Play a little bit of this new AC/DC, baby. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Right on time for me.
Hey man, this shit. Yeah, right. Right on time for you to hear this shit right now.
I'm subbing in for Reggie.
Oh, there we go.
If I sound that up.
This song rules. The best AC/DC song I ever heard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, over.
All right, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, this got sound effects at the beginning.
It's a video. Sorry.
It's like
It's them showing. They're plugging in, man. AC/DC with the original, with Phil Rudd back in the band.
I kind of like it.
Dude, this shit sounds and feels good.
Wait, is this a new song?
This is a brand new song
Okay.
with
Are you
Brian.
sure? Are you sure this is not already an AC/DC song? Because they are a consistent ass band.
It's AC/DC you know and love, James.
I mean, this sounds like it could have come from 1983
You're goddamn
or
right.
1978.
That's what the people want, James. Hey, man. If it ain't fucking broke, don't fuck with it, James.
I mean, if they sound like this live too,
Bro.
who took Malcolm Young's place?
That is, his name is Cliff
Like,
Williams.
where did he come from?
Cliff Williams. He's just been the cat in the wings, man. He's been the dude. He's been the dude playing with the band since Malcolm passed away. That's just the cat they got. Because they haven't had to replace him. So I'm sure they've always had a guy that's ready to go.
That sounded great.
Yeah,
It
Phil.
actually did sound great.
I said, dude, I heard this shit and I was like, fuck yes.
Dude,
Like,
if I heard like
as a black white man in my
white
as a black white man,
Black white man.
39.
Grayman.
Yeah, as a gray man.
Whitman.
Listen, I mean, look, Phil Rudd, is he the original? I think he's the original drummer.
He's the only one that I know of.
He had a real bad like downturn, if you will, fall off. Lost a lot of his teeth. We went through like this meth thing. Tried to kidnap some dude and like kill this other chick. Like he went to jail for a little bit. Got himself together. They put him back in the fucking band. I mean, like, nobody ever does this shit, man. They never, like, cats will fall down hard and they'll just be like, hey, man.
Sometimes you got to hold on to that sound.
You know? Hey, man. That shit, look, I'm going to play it again. Fuck it. I'm playing it right now. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. With
Are there
sound
any
effects.
other songs?
No, this is the only one. This is the first single. That album's coming out in 2 weeks. Like, this is video's ready. This fucking look, drums sound fucking fantastic. The feel is amazing.
It sounds like a 70s show or
This is
something.
like, I would like to be playing this right now. I'd love to just play guitar.
Bro.
Like, this makes me, you know what? This makes me just want to go play guitar.
Right.
And this is really not hard music at all.
No. It's just like rhythmically fucking feels great.
And,
Like,
if your band can't play this right, your band sucks.
I'm literally
If you're a rock and roll band, you can't do that.
I was literally
Get the
talking
fuck
to
out.
one of my like little kid students the other day that's playing guitar, and I was like, "Listen, you just need to play with AC/DC right
Yeah.
now." I was like,
Yeah.
I just need you to go home.
Drummers, bass players, everybody can learn something. It's called pocket.
Pocket. I was like, I just need you to go home and play with AC/DC for a little bit because the strumming on this shit, like I'm getting a little nerdy. Sorry, I've had a lot of time to think this week. There's we've been doing a lot of stuff, but like working a lot of hustle season shit, and just had a lot of time to think.
But
and listening to some music because I hadn't had a chance to. And AC/DC, man, the fucking pocket is crazy, but the feel of Angus Young's guitar like has this like nice forward moving eighth note thing that's always happening with the quarter note with him. It's like with the rhythm, and he's always got that shit, and it feels fucking great, bro.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
It's
great
awesome.
guitar arranging.
Great guitar arranging, and it's just so simple and awesome. And I don't think I really understood it until I watched some of the Axl Rose when he played with them for a little bit, because I wanted to see him approach those songs and how he just crushed them. And like they're playing these huge places, and those dudes are just not deviating from any type of anything. They're just in the pocket.
Oh yeah.
Like the whole time, and the whole time Axl's not really like, he's not like a pocket guy. Like he's kind of like up and kind of he's doing all kinds of like Guns N' Roses he's stuff like, and like those guys don't move at all. They're just like in there, like in a fucking arena, 60,000 people. The groove is staying right in this pocket, man, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, totally. They're also just cool at holding out just long enough until dropping the bass line.
Yep.
In a song.
Yeah,
or like a drum fill or something. The guy won't do a drum fill unless it's like an emergency.
No, that my man. Even the guy that was subbing for Phil Rudd, like he wasn't doing a lot either. Like he knew how to fucking lay it down, and his drum set is just. And actually, I saw him solo a couple times. He not even like a soloist like that. You know what I mean? It's like his thing is about just laying it the fuck down. He's some Irish dude. I think like the video is him like in a bar, like just laying it like way too loud. It's like okay, like you don't have to bring that whole drum kit in here. So AC/DC is back, y'all. So I just wanted to play some of that because that shit is fucking fire. Now that Gabe is awake, I wanted to talk to him about John Frusciante.
Wow.
What about him?
Well, I mean, he's been doing. I know that he's been doing a couple interviews out here.
I seen a couple, or I heard something like, he was talking about doing. Well, he just put out an album, I think.
I think he reissued an album from last year, the Maya album.
I thought it was something new. I haven't really. I never kept up with his solo career.
Oh, really?
I never really did. No,
me either. I don't know.
He did say
like that first album now.
He did say a lot.
He was on drugs.
All right.
I love it. It's a great album.
It's a great album.
He did say in an interview recently, he talked about being into electronic music a lot, and really when he left the band or whatever, he got into that stuff, which I don't know. I haven't heard his electronic stuff.
Yeah, he's more like John Frustrating.
Nice. Okay. Swing and a miss.
Frusciante.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, but I guess like he spoke about the Chili Peppers a little bit, and then also, I mean, that's a whole. I don't like listening to him speak.
I was about to ask you because like some of his quotes in here for the I'm like,
I mean, since day one, any of his interviews I've ever seen, he's it's kind of like he's kind of those bad interviews, like he's about to say something really smart, but he like goes somewhere else with it. I can't.
Yeah,
also I think he's kind of got a big head now. Like 20 years later, 30 years later, I think he has a big head.
Yeah.
Oh, you think he like feels like he knows what he's contributed or something to the
well,
shit? Or
I mean, behind the scenes, like outside of the Chili Peppers and stuff like that, he's been producing a lot and doing guitar work. And it's not like he's been out of work. When he's done a lot of
production work. Yeah. He's worked with like some like the Wu-Tang Cats. I mean, he's actually been pretty busy. I mean, he's definitely done a lot of beats.
Yeah, no, he's
turned into a beatsmith.
Yeah, so I think he right? No. I guess he sees himself as more of a producer now or something like that.
Yeah, seems to.
So which is fine, but I think it might have given him a big head.
Really? Yeah, some of the shit he's saying though, he's like, I'm trying to make the guitar sound like it's never sounded
he's
before.
Like, well, at the time, like I wasn't. He says a lot of things at the time because he's just trying to let you know, like I change my mind all the time.
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
He's like at the time I was very into this. I'm not anymore. He said
I've
he has
evolved.
I've evolved.
I mean,
I guess he was because I remember he was talking about hip hop in the '90s, and while he was in the band or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, I really." He's like he admittedly so. He was like at the time I just thought it was kind of silly. It sampling stuff just didn't.
yeah, it like turned into a whole new world for him.
Well, yeah, no, he was I mean, whatever he's doing, he likes to concentrate on what the work is at the time. He was saying he was really in electronic music during the Californication recording,
right.
but he had to psych himself up to be at those recordings. And like if he said if he listened to techno or electronic on the way to the studio, he'd be bored the rest of the day. Man,
that's just so.
So he's like, so I got to listen to Jimi Hendrix or something that rocks, something that makes you want to play my guitar. Because if I listen to on the way to the studio, if I listen to synthesizer stuff, I just want to play with synthesizers.
And I mean, like, I mean, like, it's
that's
like
not the most illogical thing.
I don't think it's the most illogical thing.
I just don't understand, like, how you can't just do both. I mean, if like Chad Smith can do like a shit ton of fucking sessions all the time and be in the Red Hot Chili Peppers, I don't understand why he can't like just do
It's just
both.
different types of musicians.
Yeah,
I guess so.
No, like the Chad. I mean, it's two different types of people. Chad could like work in a construction yard. Like he could have a real
also,
job.
are they talking?
does.
When he's talking about going to the studio, is he talking about writing too? Because he's talking about writing.
Yeah,
I
he's
totally understand
He's
that.
talking about writing and so.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
like-
writing,
but
sure.
just playing or executing this stuff, like whatever.
Well, he's like, I guess he wants to cater to what the band is. He knows what the band is. He's not.
Yeah,
he's,
that's what I'm saying.
He's not about to make the electronic Chili Peppers album.
Well, I mean, that's got to be kind of, I don't know. That's got to be interesting with the Red Hot Chili Peppers because, like, depending on what they're working with, you know, if they're working with Danger Mouse, then you're definitely working in a different kind of way.
I haven't kept up with any of the stuff past. Yeah,
Oh,
it's been years. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard some things here and there, but I haven't seeked it out. I was like, it's kind of like the same reason like I didn't see like Indiana Jones' The Crystal Skull. I just want to like remember that series for what it is and not what ruined it.
right.
I feel you.
That's how I feel.
We talked a little bit about the record before you got here.
Thanks for checking it out, folks.
Well, I mean, is there anything that I said we were going to definitely talk about probably more in depth after people listening to it, but
yeah,
if there was anything that you wanted
let's
to
do that. No, just thanks to everybody that came on and was a part of it. Besides just the four of us that was on it, like Tony and Tyler definitely were making the video. Larry Branch is on it. Calvin Brown's on it, Chris Cofani, Josh McCormick, a bunch of randos. But I think I think it's the four of them actually. But they Chance Fisher.
Yeah, Chance is on the record.
Of course.
You know.
And we can like give it a listen and then we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah. Oh, and also, make sure you check out our brand new video as well. The day the Nationalists came. Y'all need to check that out. That's going to be available everywhere. It's available everywhere now. I don't know. But it's out. It's out. We appreciate everyone for checking us out, and there's just gonna be more coming. Do you guys have anything else?
I don't have like.
I think we're good, man.
I think we're good.
We're doing a long episode.
Yeah, I got that.
Good.
So yeah, all right, sweet. We appreciate everyone for listening. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Bandcamp, all the things. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week. Check out Volume 1, the Hustle Season. We appreciate y'all so much. Thank you. Like, yo, I need y'all to relax, especially when we're risking our lives as well.
Well,
So
while we're at it, this
Come on,
brings me to a thing in general that was before pandemic, and the promoting. Like, when I look at real big boy concerts that happen and professional tours, there's an artist, there are venues, there's management for both of them, but also there is a whole division or a whole portion of the equation that is promotion and advertising and marketing. And I don't know when this happened or what made it happen, when venues just went from working with promoters on a regular basis, not just for like a couple big gigs a month, but I mean on a nightly basis every time they have music, working with actual promoters, so that when you have a gig, people show up to it. All of a sudden it became the promoter disappeared, and it just was the bands were the promoters. The venues didn't want to do it. Some of the venues do it, but you know.
And in hip hop, the promoter is still going, but
yes,
they just got.
I agree. Yeah,
it's just
totally.
so they got burned. I can say that. I never owned a venue, and I can tell you right now.
Right.
The venues got burned, or the promoters?
Venues got seriously burned by promoters.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, because no one believes. It's rare that people believe that promotion is worth money. Like, everyone's trying to figure out how to get. I would say even since early '90s, whether or not you get your leg up has to do with how much promotion you can get done without the money, right?
Right.
You get volunteers to be a so-called be a street team.
Street team.
You get, social media is technically free,
Yeah.
but requires time. Posters. Well, I got a friend that knows how to make posters. Oh, I got a homie that can screen print.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's trying to figure out a way to get promotion done for free. And I feel like that's gotten harder and harder over the years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And social media kind of feels like production, and then, but even then, for social media to seriously work, it's money.
Right.
It's like,
it's money.
It's like promotion being a part of the budget, and whose budget should it be a part of? Is the promotion on the artist, or on the label, or on the venue? And I think the answer is all three.
Yeah.
But no one is. It's like, if you're DIY, or even if you aren't DIY, you have a label, but it's not huge. The
Right.
money's got to come from somewhere.
gotta
No
come
one wants it to
somewhere.
come out of their money.
I think that
Yeah.
I think the equation Reggie's talking about too shifts depending on the type of situation it is, the type of gig. Like, if it's a established venue that has music almost every night,
Right.
I feel like, and it switches up all the time, and the music is, from all over the place, local and touring. I feel like in a situation like that, the venue may step up and take a little bit more promotion on a local level just to keep people coming in there. Whereas when it comes to an actual national tour or an arena tour or any of those things, it is the PR department of the artist or the record label that is taking on the majority of that. Like the Richmond Coliseum didn't used to advertise from the Richmond Coliseum, as it would be whoever was putting on the event there through that.
Yeah.
But it shifts around. But I think it's all gone to nobody wants to do it.
Nobody wants to do it.
Yeah.
And as you go on a smaller scale than what you're talking about,
Yes.
those actual bottom line numbers don't actually change. And that's where the rub comes with artists, especially if you're on the
Yes.
come up.
Yes.
Like, it ain't no big deal if you know for sure all your shows are about to sell out. Like, we have a tour, all the venues are between 400 and 500 people, and they're going to be nearly sold out every place, and all the tickets are $23.
Yeah.
The $200 the venue takes off the top ain't no big deal.
Not a big deal.
Right.
But if you're just in town,
Yeah.
or if you're just you're just trying to play a big room,
Yeah.
and you sold half the room, hey, that $200 off the top seems kind of weird.
a
You go
little
like,
gross.
oh, wait, what did it get paid for?
Feels
What
different.
did it go to? It didn't go to promotion.
Yeah. Right.
It didn't go
exactly.
to, and then you end up start pointing your fingers, and
Right.
really everybody's wrong.
Everyone's wrong. Everyone's wrong by
Everybody
that
wrong.
point.
Artists wrong. Everybody wrong.
Because everyone has to take that kind of responsibility. I mean, Prabir is incredible with that kind of thing. Like, he understands how that band definitely has their ways of doing what they can to get people out, but so does the venue. And there needs to be like a meeting in the middle, and he like
It's all about budget.
and budget, and him and others that I know that have gotten better about it, and I definitely got more educated through that. But I just think at this point right now in time, it's like I think we need to still kind of look at each other as helping each other instead of you know.
Oh, you mean at these times right now?
In these times right now, I'm
yeah,
saying
they need to throw everyone. They need to throw all of it out the window.
They need to throw it out the fucking window and
because the
come
audiences
together
aren't
in a
here.
different way.
You know, these people are fringe. Everybody that's going to a show right now is probably a musician,
right?
Or like the friends of the musicians,
or close by, or
nearby,
yeah,
or like super conservative. That's pretty much it.
Yes, as I say, or somebody that you exactly you want their money, but you don't exactly really want them to be there.
Bang with them like that
because you know they're thinking some weird shit. But whatever, you know. I mean, it's an interesting combo because I've been thinking about that all this weekend or whatever. Just like, man, you know, it's just a different feeling trying to do something, make something happen in this point in time, and we just kind of got to like talk to each other and communicate a little bit better with this.
Well, and also have a little bit of like humility, like stop pretending like this place would have been packed, man. This pandemic is you know, and we're just using that as an example because totally. Like I would say the people that I've been working with have been great, you know, but it's just every single business on earth has had to change things.
Yeah.
So the idea of like, oh, we'll just open up and not change.
Right.
Well, that's not going to work.
Right.
You know, it's going to be a long time before anybody's going to be shoulder to shoulder inside of a building with 400 other people. Yeah. It's going to be a long time.
It's going to be a long time, dude.
So we have to pivot and, you know, some of these places, like if a building that's built for gathering is on the chopping block right now.
Look,
just in general.
Oh,
right? I mean,
they 4 spots.
Any building.
4 spots. There were 4 spots in McCanksville or whatever that got closed down because of the fact that they're not doing the right shit.
Oh, they thought no one was going to care.
Yeah, no one's going to care, and no one was caring, and so were just.
Isn't that what happened with the Carey Street deal? It was set to be purchased, and then all the pandemic stuff happened before the deal went through, and then that buyer didn't go through with it, and then I don't know.
Really, I did see that it was
something happened recently, like it went up on the market again.
It went up.
Because
it went
I
up
think
on the market.
Somebody had bought it or was planning on buying it, but it wasn't locked in completely yet.
Shit, they hadn't signed the papers
but
yet.
and I think when the pandemic happened, they're like, we have to rethink this whole.
Yeah, we
thing.
can't start a new right now.
Not right now,
especially not that one.
Yeah,
it's too small. You know, maybe
if
they put people outside. Not break the glass behind the band, turn the band the opposite direction, face the band out to
band there anymore.
I mean, I'm saying like, what would be how could you even I'm trying to be the most creative I can.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, there's another thing, 'cause the bathrooms are inside, right, all the way in the back. You know, in a venue like that. You know, it's just this like little dive club with like a stage up front, super narrow and bar on the sidewall.
I tell you what, if I mean, otherwise. I know, like, you know, if I had the dough, of course, it's not a bad deal. Like the whole building and everything, and like you get the apartment. It's really not that bad of a deal.
I've been all through that building. I've been in that apartment. I've been, you know, man, some things.
If you got the money, I'm saying if you got the money, the
world should just be cleansed of it, and we should be thankful for the good times there. And then maybe let's put something in that's like maybe I don't know. Not that.
No, I disagree. I feel like it should stay a venue because, like, it's just going to end up being something else lame.
I'm saying if you got some dough, you do something cool with it.
Yeah, but this is the wrong time.
What's the wrong time for anybody? For all of them?
Yeah.
I'm saying if you got the dough, James, if you got
the dough to buy it and then pay the rent with making no money for 4 years.
Yeah, right. If you got it, it's a good deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you got the money, you could do something interesting with that.
People
with that corner right there.
Don't have money for that long.
You know. Hey man. Be surprised out here.
It's true.
Some wild hustles.
Some people are
the hustle season, baby.
Yeah, the type of businesses that were working from home are thriving.
Yeah.
You know, some people are making more money than they've ever made before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, so yeah. So like some people are making more money than they've ever made. You know, and it looks weird.
Yeah. So all right. Well, let's go ahead and start this thing up because the guy doesn't have a whole lot of time. Yeah, it's fine. You're right down the street.
Yeah, it's all good. Hold on real quick.